Good morning, y'all. Well, I was going to go show you around Blotzheim today, but the weather looks like this. And there's a reasonable chance of rain basically all day. I'll probably still go out and walk around because I have a raincoat, but with this camera, I don't really want to go take it out. And so I'll try and get that done later this week because I do want to show y'all around. This town is adorable. And if you saw my Instagram post, then you've already seen some of it. But like yesterday, I guess, was the first time that I really got to go out and walk around. Mostly just because that's the first time that I took myself out to walk around. I've walked around a little bit, but yesterday I took a really long walk and got to see more of it, so that was really nice. So since I'm not walking around today, but I still wanted to make a video, I'm just gonna talk about what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. I know talking videos are kind of boring, but here we go. So last week I told you that I was going into Basel to go to a church, and I did do that, and I met some really lovely people. There's a young adults group, I guess, of everyone who's maybe in college up into like their mid-30s or so, who they meet for lunch every Sunday. So after I went to the first service because I didn't know there was more than one service. I looked on the website and it only said 9:30, and someone told me that they had joked about it with I guess the pastor or somebody in previous weeks, that they had too many people coming to the second service, which is at 10:45, I think. No, it's like 11:15. No, it starts at 11:15. It's kind of late. And so they said, oh, maybe we should only put the first service online, which I guess is what they did. So I showed up 9:30. I took the tram. The neighbor very graciously, I mentioned this last week, drove me to the border and showed me how to get on the tram, and it was like 15 minutes from the border and then like a little walk down 2 streets, and it was really easy to find. And I had a great time, and like I said, I met a bunch of lovely people. And so yesterday, on Sunday, I wanted to go again, but earlier this week, my host family actually purchased a car for me to use, and thankfully, it's automatic. Thanks, Uncle Doug, for trying to teach me to drive a manual, but, you know, time and all that, I drove one of their manuals around a little bit, and they were like, yeah, we're probably just going to try and find an automatic because it's going to be easier for you. And I guess in France, it's normal to take 2 years to learn how to drive, and most people, of course, are driving manual cars. So since we don't have that kind of time, automatic. And it's like a 2004 Mercedes or something, so it's kind of old, but it was a nice little car. So we got that on Wednesday. And I hadn't really driven it far. Like, it was in Mulhouse. We went and picked it up on Wednesday night, and I drove it back here. And then I've really only been driving it to and from the middle child's school because I pick her up every day. And so, you know, haven't gone very far. So yesterday I decided I'll drive to Basel because that's going to save me about $8 on tram tickets. So... and parking is free on Sundays, yay. But I got lost. I got lost twice. I got lost and then I found where I was supposed to be, but this was all before I even left France. I got on the highway, I got through border control, nobody stopped me or anything. And then I immediately missed my exit on the highway to get off. And so I got stuck going through this tunnel. What is it called? It's like the Nuremberg Tunnel or something. And there was no exit for a long time. You're just in this tunnel, and I started seeing signs for, Germany. And I was like, I'm going to Germany? I'm not trying to go to Germany. How do I get back to Basel? And so eventually I got off, and then there was construction, and I couldn't tell where to turn, and so I just stayed. It was a mess, y'all. And then eventually I did manage to get off the highway, because there was a sign in the tunnel, something about the Basel Zoo, and I was like, I like zoos, let's go that way. It'll get me up the highway, that's fine. And so I got off, and then I was I had no idea where I was. Thankfully, of course, if you're in Basel, there's a lot of signs for France and Euro Airport, and as you know, we live right next to the airport, so I figured, I'll just follow these signs. But again, I've never driven in Basel before, and I've only been driving in Europe for 3 days, and so we got somewhere, I don't know, something happened. I stopped at a stop sign. I may have stopped a little too hard, and I heard something go clunk. I didn't hit anything, but then when I started trying to get going again, it wouldn't shift gears. And it's an automatic, so there's nothing I can physically do about that. And so, yeah. I managed to find my way back to France. I gave up on trying to go to church because I didn't know where I was, and yeah. So I made it back to France, and then I pulled over in a parking lot to try and see if I could turn it off and turn it on and see if that would fix it. And when I turned it back on again, the engine light was on. So today I have to go and take it to the mechanic. They've asked me to take it. They're not here today. And so my host family is not here today. And so I'm going to do that after I finish this video. And hopefully it can be fixed. And the fix is cheap, but if not, then I won't have a car to use, so I'll have to go and pick her up on the bike or walking. And it's it's kind of a long walk for a child. For me, it's fine, but again, I have to go and pick her up for lunch and bring her back, and then give her lunch, and then take her there, and then pick her up after school, so walking for her that many times is going to be really tiring. So hopefully the car will be fixed. But anyway, so this week, I will try to get out tomorrow to make this video about Blotzheim, but I don't know what the weather is going to do. I've forgotten to check. Let's just check and see what it is for the next few days. Hang on. Daily. No, daily. Tomorrow, there's a 10% chance of rain, so yeah, tomorrow will probably be better. Ooh, Wednesday is even great. Wednesday's great. Thursday's great. Basically, every day this week would be better for this video, so it will probably be on the channel next Monday. I think I'm going to have a lot of free time this week, so I'm going to try and make a bunch of videos and maybe go to Mulhouse and vlog. I probably won't be going to Basel unless someone can drive me to the border, and then I'll just get on the tram. But I also have tentative plans with another American au pair that I met through one of the Facebook groups. She's in Germany. She wants to go on a hike at this place in France. It's called the Four Castle Tour or something. Sounds great. I'm gonna try and vlog that. But that's this Saturday. So the next few vlogs, I don't know how quickly I'm going to be uploading them. I might just save them and edit them for the next few weeks so that I don't have to vlog in the next few coming weeks, because I don't know what I'm gonna be doing after this week. Probably just normal stuff. But again, it might not be that interesting. So yeah, that's this vlog, and I will see y'all next week, probably in Blotzheim. Hope it'll be more interesting. It should be. Alright, thanks for watching, y'all. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to watch my videos, because the next one is probably going to be the last one that I post to my Facebook, so if your friends, family, just make a YouTube account, hit subscribe. You don't have to do anything else if you don't use YouTube, but again, I'm not going to post them all to Facebook. So yeah, anyway, thanks, bye.